Okay. Yo, what's up guys? Terrell from Terrell Game Vlogs to just bring you another vlog. If you see the title, this is kind of a Naruto skate dance related video, which surprisingly I never thought I would actually put those two shows in the same damn title of any video I've ever made. But this really kind of clicked with me. And the reason, and to explain what this whole thing is, essentially, currently in the anime, we just got past the 2-part special with Minato and Kushina, and the whole flashback to Naruto's like backstory, his origins, how his parents died and everything. So also, heads up, big ass spoiler for Sket Dance and Naruto. Mind you, the Naruto one isn't going to mean that much because most people know about the Naruto ones. Sket Dance, on the other hand, maybe not that many fans. So I'm expecting a lot of you to be spoiled for Sket Dance. So I'm dead serious. This is something you really do not want to skip. If you haven't read it if you haven't read the manga or watched the anime, and if you're planning on reading the manga and watching the anime, this is a big deal because these are both these series' main characters' backstories in a sense. But this is something I've noticed. Also, side note, fuck you, Sam, because Sam, you were the reason why. Because that whole hint you gave me you are the reason why I ended up going in here and fucking watching. And I mean, going in there and reading the damn chapters for Boston's backstory before it came in the anime. Mind you, because Sket Dance is so damn erratic, almost all the chapters before his backstory have actually been made into anime episodes. So it wasn't like I was spoiling really anything plot-wise. That really was it. Like, literally, I'm thinking that's those... The way because Sket Dance is literally jumping all over the place. But anyways, on to the topic at hand. To quickly explain why I jumped ahead for Boston's backstory, why I jumped ahead manga-wise for Boston's backstory is because, for one, Sam had teased me with the fact that apparently in his backstory you find out that he has a brother, and then on top of teasing me with that, he teased me with the fact that it's a twin brother, and that the brother is a character that we are aware of in the anime already. And I was like, what the fuck? And over the time, it just started eating the fuck out of me. It's like, and the anime hadn't said anything about getting to his backstory yet. Even though the opening teases the living shit out of it. I know it's coming, but I just couldn't fucking wait. So I fucking read all of it last night. Now, I think this is a good time. I find it kind of ironic that around the time I read Boston's backstory is during the time where it correlates perfectly with the Naruto anime. Because surprisingly, and I'm saying I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this. I did not realize how much Boston and Naruto's backstories kind of correlate in terms of their parents. Now, as I said, I'm spoiling every goddamn thing. So, if you don't want to be spoiled on these two characters or that backstory, do fucking not watch this. I'm dead serious. In the major when I say they correlate a lot on their backstories, it's mainly relating to the parents, because in Boston's backstory, we fucking found out that Boston essentially is adopted, which is kind of ridiculous. But that's not the thing they correlate on. The thing they correlate on in terms of parents is the fact that, for one, their parents, the fact that they both have no, like, legitimate parents. Like, as of right now in the story, they don't have their actual parents. Both of their parents are dead. That's the first thing. The second thing is that on both of their birthdays is the anniversary of their parents' deaths. For Naruto, the Nine-Tailed Fox, Minato uses the whole death seal and seals like part of the Nine-Tailed Fox in him, and seals the other half in Naruto, and Kushina gets stabbed too and shit. And then on Boston's side, his fucking dad gets hit by, what was it, like, I think he got hit by like a car or some shit, trying to save this kid. I mean, not trying, he did save the kid, to save this kid, and fucking Boston's mom got killed being in a car accident, and then, having him in birth. It was ridiculous. That bugged the shit out of me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and compare which is worse, but I think they both have some fucked up aspects. The fact that Boston was 14 when he found this out. Now, I think Naruto's, in terms of sadness, is always going to be worse because Naruto grew up with the fact that his parents were dead and just grew up, like, as an outcast, period. Boston didn't grow up an outcast. You know, he got adopted by his mother's best friend, who technically was driving the car that day when they had said accident. It was fucking ridiculous. That really threw me. Like, the biggest mindfuck with the Boston backstory, and I'm going to talk about that more because the Naruto shit everyone knows about, really, is that the fact that, like, what really threw me off is, like, if you read that whole One Guy's Quiet Day Off before you read the backstory, you'll notice that you'll go through, like, essentially an episode where you see, like, this random character in, like, Boston, and you're like, who the fuck is that? And then at the end of that chapter, you see, like, Boston watching himself talking to this girl. He's like, this guy looks like me. And then you're like, oh shit, that's not Boston. That's apparently what his father looks like. His father looks exactly like him. Like, the thing with me though is that when I sat there and thought about it, they both had really fucked up backstories in their own rights. Like, Boston's is fucked up because he finds out that he's adopted. Both his parents are dead. His mom isn't his real mom. Mind you, he's aware that his sister is born from another man, but he thought up until that point that his mom was his mom, and therefore they would make them half brother and sister, which means they treat each other like brother and sister. Because it's kind of like my house. Like, me and my sister don't have the same father, but we have the same mother. That's kind of how Boston thought it was. And the fact that he found out on his birthday. Like, his mom explained everything to him on his birthday because he found, like, the tapes and shit. And it was like, okay, so this character, he's 14 years old, and on the night before his 15th birthday, and on his 15th birthday, he has to come to terms with, like, 6 damn things. He has to come to terms that, for one, he is alone in the world because he has no real blood relatives, because his mother isn't his mother. His sister isn't his sister. He's not related to those people at all. Both his parents are dead. His parents died when he was born, so his birthday is also the anniversary of his parents' deaths. Also, the fact that his mom, that his quote-unquote, the mother he thought was his mother, was kind of partially the reasoning for why things ended up the way, because she's the one who drove his mom to, like, the hospital, and she got into a car accident with her in the damn car, so that, on top of which, was a bitch. And then he has to, like, look at his idiotic father, who he's seen in videos and fucking photo talking about. He kind of hopes you grow up telling him that he wants to grow up as a guy who should help people. And mind you, if you've seen Sket dance, you know that's been Boston's thing since the beginning of the damn show. This is where it comes from, because originally he doesn't have that kind of attitude. After dealing with all that and then having his father be on that shit, it was like, wow. Because Boston was like, fuck the world at that point. Which I kind of like. I like the fact that they had him go through that emotion. Because he was kind of just flabbergasted. He just turned 15. You find all this shit out on your 15th birthday. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, Naruto's is just kind of fucked up from the perspective of it all. But because he never had to deal with, like, he never had to sit there and deal with all this shit. Like, the only thing he has to deal with, really, and he's like 16 now, and he's kind of gotten over it, is that he has a demon fox inside of him, which he's known since he was 12. And then, he just found out that the fox is responsible for his parents' death. For the most part. This evil thing of hatred. Mind you, Naruto's so far into this whole, everybody be friends shit, it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it's still a mindfuck in itself. I think both of these characters went through a lot of shit. And I was just surprised that the correlation is that ridiculous. That Naruto and Boston both have a situation where their birthdays are also the anniversary of their parents' deaths. Just to kind of go into the Sket dance thing a little further, the fact that Tsubaki is Boston's brother wasn't really shocking. Because the anime, even without the new opening, the anime itself always made it seem like those characters were really close. Because they made them rivals. And they act the same a lot, too. Like, it was hilarious. But, I thought that wasn't really shocking, Sam. I thought Sam was like, it's a character, it's like, it catches everyone off guard. It's like, no it doesn't, it's fucking Tsubaki, like, literally. Because Sam said in his, like, vlog, a while ago, he was like, the opening kind of spoils it. And I was like, there's only two characters it could have been. That's his twin brother. The twin brother portion comes from the fact that no one knew that he had two kids, that she was actually carrying twins. Only she knew that, and she didn't tell. I don't think she told Boston's quote-unquote current mother. So she couldn't technically lie because she didn't know about it. Because what ended up happening is that she died giving birth, and Boston was given to her. And you're probably wondering, well, what about fucking Tsubaki? I mean, if you watch the anime, you know that Tsubaki has a father and a mother. Well, it's essentially the fact that the father is the doctor who delivered Boston's mother's name is Haru, I believe. Haru. Tsubaki's quote-unquote father is technically the guy who got into the accident with them, the car accident, and he just happened to be a doctor, and he happened to deliver the babies too. And he kept thinking about it, he realized that. I also found it ridiculous that fucking Haru is a boss in my opinion, but I still like Kushina more in terms of mothers, because Haru had to find out that her fucking husband died while giving birth. That is a horrible thing to hear while giving birth. I think I just spit there. That was fucking ridiculous to me. I don't even know, emotionally, that's horrible. You should never, that was ridiculous. And then the fact that she dies while giving birth, I think probably had something to do with probably the mixture of the car accident and then the emotions, and he was just done. She was just fucking done after that. I would, honestly, you feel like shit after that. Also, the fact that they, I don't know. It was crazy. I'm tripping off of that. And the ironic thing is I haven't seen the animated special for Naruto yet. I know what happened, so it's not like a big fucking thing. But I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird that these characters correlate so goddamn well. They're both characters who had to deal with a lot of fucking hardships. Mind you, Boston's is nearly as bad as fucking Naruto's. But I just like the fact that their correlations in terms of their parents are so fucking prevalent. And at least Boston finds out, in, the current timeline that Tsubaki's his brother. And you get to see, I think with me personally, I'm still running off of Sket dance tripping right now, because it's only been a day I've known this. And the Naruto stuff I've known for over, 2 years? Probably about over 2 years. But I kind of made it a discussion just to see how your initial impressions were, because for me, because Saiyan ruined the whole Tsubaki thing. The Tsubaki thing wasn't even a shock. The fact that, also I like the funny part that Tsubaki, the reason why Tsubaki's personality is the way it is because Boston inspired him back then, but because he didn't have his glasses on, he didn't recognize Boston's face. And back then, when I think about it, I'm surprised Boston didn't say anything, didn't notice that this kid looked way too like him. Or maybe he was just but then again, he was dealing with a shit ton of emotions, and it was ridiculous. But I can understand in terms of Sket Dance fans why Switches and Boston's are so tied. Mind you, I don't know all the switches yet, and I can actually wait for that. That one's not gonna bug me as much. All I'm gonna get in the Switch one is just a conversion episode, so it's not that big of a deal. But I can't really decide which I prefer more. I want to wait until the anime for Boston's comes out before I make a decision there. The Naruto special I do need to watch, but I feel like the way I feel like these two backstories kind of correlate with each other is that, the whole thing with Naruto and Obito starting shit, releasing the fox, Naruto being in danger 3 damn times as he's being born was fucking ridiculous, and the fact that, for God's sakes, he technically, even though Naruto's too young to realize it, he witnessed his parents' death. He witnessed his parents die in front of him, essentially. It's just that, you're 2 minutes old. You're not really gonna remember that, but that's horrifying. That is fucking horrifying. To see your mother bleeding in your face and shit, and a fucking hole in her stomach. That is horrifying. I'm so glad he was just born, because if you were 5 and you saw that shit, that would be fucking that's so disheartening. I just want to say, Boston's parents are G's, and Naruto's parents are G's. Mind you, I always will like Kushina and Minato way more than I like Renosuke and Haru, because Haru doesn't get any character development. And Renosuke is literally fucking Bassoon. So it's really hard to really say too much about that. But just goddamn. Goddamn. I mean, when it really boils down to it, I feel like Boston's backstory is like a more realistic version of Naruto's. And they both are easy to relate to. But I think I relate to Boston's more because I can correlate on a lot of things. You know, I never knew my father. And the whole sister thing, considering, you know, mind you, his is so much worse than mine. Like, I am related to my sister. He wasn't. He thought he was. And it was fucking horrible, you know. But that's just kind of my thoughts and opinions on it. I thought that was a fucking awesome backstory. Sam, I hate you for making me actually read this before watching it. But it's totally fucking worth it. And I can kind of chill now. Boston, like, Sket Dance just became that much greater to me personally. Like, when you give me a backstory like that, that correlates with another series that I like Naruto. So it's like, when you correlate with one of my favorite arcs in Naruto, because Kushina arc is one of my favorite arcs. You know, that, Sasuke retrieval, Hidan Kakazu, you know, the Chunin exams and everything, like, it's one of my favorite damn arcs. When you correlate with the main character and one of my favorite arcs in the series of Naruto, like, I'm done. Like, it's fucking awesome at that point. That's why I've been throwing Sket Dance a lot around everywhere. I want to get the DVDs for Sket Dance, but, you know, give me a sub-only release. I don't really give a fuck. Just something. I don't know. Something with English subtitles, but Jesus. That's just something that comes to mind. As of right now, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to upload another video. I'm going to upload like 4 videos right now. 2 on Insane Game Freaking 2 on this channel. You probably should have seen the One Piece unboxing that's before this. And then I'm going to watch the Naruto special. Damn. Fucking love Sket Dance and Naruto. Just the fact that those two correlate so damn well. And if you didn't give a shit about being spoiled, have fun watching the rest of Sket Dance. Luckily, hopefully no one spoiled Switch's backstory or Himiko's for you, because Boston's by far is either the best or the second best out of the 3. Because Himiko's is so goddamn stereotypical. I mean, it's a good backstory, it's just stereotypical, but Boston's is nuts. And fuck you, Sam. I'm saying that because, Sam, you are the reason why I fucking ended up reading this early, but whatever, it's totally, I don't even give a fuck now. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Fucking love Bassoon, can't wait until the fucking anime gets to this point now. I'm not spoiling anything else for Sket Dance, and don't fucking tell me any more fucking spoilers, Sam. Not for Sket Dance, I can't fucking do it. The only thing I know in terms of Sket Dance spoilers is, like, I know Akita has a sister that we'll see later, that's it. That's all I want to fucking know. You know what would be really pissed off is that if next week after we get through the One-san Jason episode and they do the preview for this damn backstory, I am going to be so mad because I'm like, why the fuck did I watch it? All I had to do was wait 2 more weeks technically. But still, you know, that would aggravate the living shit out of me. But whatever. At least now I can compare it to the anime and the manga, but yeah. Kushina arc for the win. I'm not calling it the confining the Jinchuriki. No, fuck that. Kushina and Minato. Fucking G. Also, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, I found out the reason why Kushina and Minato shit is pasted in here so late. Apparently, during, you know, Naruto's run, Kishimoto had gotten married. And I guess as, you know, through the whole marriage and children process and everything, he started getting the whole concept of parenting, you know. I guess that inspired him to start talking about more like about Naruto's parents. That's why Minato shows up at the end of Pain and fucking Kushina shows up in like almost like 2 arcs right afterwards. So that's just a nice tidbit for you. But anyways, I'm uploading some videos and I'm gonna go do some shit. So this has been the Vlogs again for your boy Terrell. If you've watched Sket Dance and Naruto, kind of your thoughts, because mind you, this is probably going to be like just Sam. Because I don't think there's anyone else who reads Sket Dance. But fucking love those shows. I fucking love those shows. But I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.